Has this season tainted his legacy in Toronto? Sid Cicero, I pose that question to you.
I'm really torn on Jose Bautista. I got to be honest. Jose Bautista was, for a moment there, the best slugger in the game.
He was, yes.
Jose Bautista was, and self-made, right? This is a guy whose career was almost done. They got him from Pittsburgh for nothing.
Robinson Diaz, and I had to look that up.
They didn't know if he was a third baseman or fielder. They didn't know how to use Jose Bautista. Jose Bautista's had to fight for a lot here in his career, and he has done it successfully, and in turn, become one of the more iconic and created one of the more iconic moments in Blue Jays history.
But you haven't answered my question yet.
On the other side of the coin, this has not ended well for Jose. That was a really strange offseason where he re-signed with this club because it looked like neither party wanted either part of the other one. And it was just a marriage by necessity. And then when you look at this season, he's 2 strikeouts away from the single season strikeout record for the Blue Jays. He's at 157 right now. This has been an awful campaign. Now, I give Jose and the Jays credit. This could have turned really, really weird. It hasn't. Everyone's kept it pretty professional.
Everyone's been kind of quiet about the whole thing.
But part of me also looks at the Jose years when he was the top slugger in the game, and in 2015 he had the 40 home runs, don't get me wrong, but this team didn't get really good until Donaldson got here. This team didn't get really good until Tulowitzki got here.
In Bautista's defense, he was kind of a one-man gang until Edwin broke out, and that's not. You can't throw that on Jose Bautista.
True. No, I'm just saying, though, I have a hard time correlating the overall real success of this team just with Jose.
Well, he was a part of it.
He was a part of it, and he had a big hit.
No one player in baseball is going to win you a championship.
But there were also the years where Jose did nothing wrong at the plate, complained about every strikeout call, and I am convinced cost his team currency with umpires. But I just wish it ended a little differently for Jose, one of the best players in franchise history and one of the great stories because he came out of nowhere and made himself that kind of player.
See, I don't think that this season impacts his legacy in Toronto that much because he isn't the only one that's had a horrible year. Correct. I mean, go right down the lineup, and this season's been wrong from the get-go. But please, if you're a fan and you're at the Rogers Center this week, yes, you have the right to do whatever you want. But give the guy some love. And don't wait for the Jumbotron to tell you to clap for him. Show the guy some love when he comes up at bat. He's given this city and this country some fantastic moments. He's been one of the reasons that this team went from just almost an afterthought for, what, 15, 20 years to still. Right now, this team is obviously way out of it. They're still getting over 700, 8,000 people watching each game per night on Sportsnet, which is absolutely incredible.
What's the show that follows that?
That's Sportsnet Central with Ken Reed and his co-hosts. Used to be Ivanka.
Dude, Darts gets the same number.
Sometimes it's
when we come up,
Carly.
Same number, dude.
Sometimes it's Carolyn.
So you're saying you hope Jays fans don't wait for someone in the arena to yell, "Everybody clap your hands."
Oh,
you hope there's more than that.
Yeah, I hope there's more than that.
All right.
The guy he's got to be one of the top 5 Blue Jays of all time, if you ask me. Top 10 easily.
We'll talk to Jeff Blair, who's always in a great mood and has been his entire writing career at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Jeff had a vote in the top 40 Jays of all time. Let me tell you something. I was at the Roberto Alomar tournament the Monday after.
Yeah.
Every guy watched that show.
Yeah.
And the only guy that wasn't pissed was Roberto Alomar.
Yeah, because he was number one.